Hey guys, it's Coach Jim from FC Fire. I wanted to record a video just because I wanted to go through some of the basic rules of the game. I never assume that parents have played, and as your kids are going to be joining or starting in soccer or continue playing, it always helps if the parents know the rules as well. So in Frisco Soccer Association, in a kind of a rec league, we play 5 versus 5, which is, so we'll do 5 on one team and maybe 5 on the other, depending on what they want to play, or what kind of formation. And so let's say the black is the soccer ball. So let's say that this team is playing a diamond with a point person in the middle. That would be 5 players, and then the other team would have 5 players. They may be playing a different formation. Now, on the soccer field, if this team is going this way, I'm going to tell you a couple things. The first one is, this is the circle that they call kind of the kickoff circle. So if this team is going this way, what they do is they start off with the ball and have the ability to go forward. In outdoor soccer, it always has to go forward, and the person who kicks it cannot touch it again until another person touches the ball. So on a kickoff, you can have as many guys as you want in the circle, and the other team can't come in. So that's the first thing that you need to know about kickoffs. In under 5 or U4 or U6, a lot of times some teams will try to score off the kickoff, and they'll try to blast it, blast the ball into the goal. And then, but once you get up to about U6, U7, it's better to try to pass it and to start, taking the ball down the field and use what's called possession. So what I want to do is just take you through a couple of things that would be, things that you would want to know for just basics. You have the circle, the kickoff circle. Then you have a touch line, which they call, it's the sideline, or the sideline. Then you have an end line, and these are the lines which have the goal. Now, in big outdoor soccer, you have the goal, which you would have a goalie, and you would have 11 players on 11, but we're at U7, so under 7, so we don't play with goalies. But in a big field, this would be the goalie box, and this would be the goal. And this is what's called the corner. So what happens, and this is what happens, and this is what you'll need to know for our games, is you'll need to know the sidelines, you'll need to know the end lines, you'll need to obviously know the goal, and you also need to know the corners. And then there's also this goal box, which is usually where we'll take what's called a goal kick or a fullback kick from. And I'll explain each one of those here in a second. So let's say that this team is playing and they're going like this, and these guys are defending over here like that. These kids are here, and unfortunately you may have one kid over here picking weeds or dandelions, which does happen at this age. And so what may happen is the ball would go out. And if it came off of the blue player, like it bounced off the blue player and went out, it would be a throw-in for the red team. So the red team would have what's called a throw-in, and the way that you get the ball back into the game is by having both feet on the ground behind this line, pulling the ball back over your head, and then throwing it in using 2 hands, and then not raising your feet off the ground, throwing the ball in to hopefully a player on your team, and then would continue playing with up and down the field. So that's a throw-in. So of course, if the ball went off of a red player, then it would be a throw-in for the blue team. And so what we typically do is we would have a person on the blue that would be here, and then we try to keep our shape. So if we're playing like that, we would have a couple options, and we typically would throw it down the field to this person. So just as or back to this person. So that's a throw-in, very important. Then the other is that, let's say that in this same scenario, the ball is going down the field and we're dribbling it, and we've got some defenders here in red, and the ball, he kicks it and it goes all the way out. So it came off the blue team who's going this way, trying to score on this goal, but the ball goes out over the end and the blue was the last person to touch it. What happens is it's a goal kick for the red team. And what happens is that all of the other players have to be outside of this box, which is the goal box. So what we typically will do is, so what will happen is that the red team will probably have some players like this, and you'll have the person who's getting ready to kick the ball after it's gone over the end line do a goal kick. So he'll line up here, and we sometimes will put two people here, one over there, one trailing back, and then this person kind of covering here. So that's the way that we kind of would play this. I'd probably want this person to be goal side. Goal side is a term that means being between the defender, who's in red, and the goal. That means being goal side. You want to be goal side of that defender. So if you ever hear me say be goal side, that means move from here to there. So that's the first things. And so this is a goal kick. And so this person at U7, U6, whatever, they typically don't kick it too far. So what we tend to do is have our players, cover up here and cover up here, so that if the kick is not a long kick, we can usually take the ball and put it right in the goal. So just as a heads up, that's one strategy that we do have. But a lot of times what will happen is, this is what we ask our players to do, is go back and wide. So you want, this team would probably want back and wide, and if these people were not on it, obviously you've got, this person could pass it here and then start up the field. So that's one of the things. The other is that if the blue team is going this way, and let's say that they kick the ball, it hits this blue man and goes out of bounds. What would happen there? Well, obviously it's another kick. For them, it's a goal kick, again, because it went off the team that's going this way, so they get it. But if this person were standing here for some reason and this person kicked it really hard and it hit off them, or they took it and they dribbled it out of bounds or something, or the situation where they would kick it up here and then this person in blue were dribbling down towards the goal and they took a shot and missed the goal. Well, that would be a goal kick again. But if they took a shot and it deflects off, or it goes off of red, it doesn't matter how, if the red team kicks it out or whatever, it goes over this end line, that would be a corner kick, which means that the blue team gets to inbound the ball from this side. So what you do is they would kick it from the end line, and we typically would set up in such a way, I'll just put the red players wherever. Typically we kind of see some sort of formation like that. What we typically do is we'll stack 1 to 2 players here with this person kind of supporting or being back here. We've also had it to where you can have this person come up here or move from here to that position.